everybody, I'm Don Ferguson and welcome back for another electrifying episode of something new in the Teak Life Basement Bar. If you're new to the Teak Life platform, it's where we taste, talk, and review spirits from all over the world from a consumer point of view. You're not going to get these bougie, snobby, eccentric reviews when you come in the Teak Life Basement Bar. We talk about it from the consumer point of view because that's who matters. Before we get to tasting and talking about some aged mezcal, yes, aged. You don't see it very often, so I'm super excited about this one, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Be sure to check out our digital media partner, Tequila and Spirits Magazine, where you can get a free magazine subscription in your email. Also, check them out. Hashtag Find the Bird, our other digital media partner. Be amazed at what you find. Alright, I talked way too much for an intro. We are trying today, drum roll please, an aged mezcal, a reposado mezcal. Illegal? Illegal? I don't know. Let's roll the intro, we'll talk about it. Boom! All right, people, calm down, calm down. I was saying illegal. It's Ilegal Mezcal. Now, when it comes to things that are illegal, I've never done an illegal thing in my entire life. I'm an angel, a saint. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys don't believe any of that bullshit, but we aren't here to talk about my criminal past being a kingpin in the tequila world. We are here to strictly talk about Ilegal Mezcal. Now, this is a reposado, which is very rare. You don't find a lot of aged mezcals. And the first time that I ever tried an aged mezcal was in, I think, Cancun, if I'm not mistaken. And I was super hungry, hadn't ate in about 4 or 5 days, walked up, staggered to the bar, and said, "Sir, drink please," because they weren't setting up the buffet yet at the resort that we were in. Okay, so I stretched a little bit, but that is the first time that I ever saw it, and I'm like, what is that? Well, you can't buy it here. It was a brand, I don't know what it was, but it just blew me away because up until that point, and this was about, I don't know, 6 years ago or something, I had never seen an aged mezcal. Lo and behold, here we go. We have an aged mezcal here in the Teak Life Basement Bar. Now, why is it called Ilegal? Well, that is because the owner actually used to smuggle it out of Mexico to Guatemala. What is the Guatemala connection? Like, who? That doesn't even make sense. Well, it makes a lot of sense because on the back of the bottle, it has the reasoning, sorta. It was originally bottled for Café No Sé in Antigua, Guatemala. That is why. So the owner owned this little kind of speakeasy joint. And back in 2004, John Rexer, he was bringing this unbranded mezcal into his bar. And the bar, if you go on the website, you can actually see the bar. It's super cool. It is like a small, dark, like kind of grimy, not in a bad way, but it just has all of this history in it. It's kind of like a speakeasy, and when I say that, it's because the front of it has a bookstore. So you can go through the bookstore, peep through the back window, or the doors, whatever they are, and you see mezcal being served. It's super cool. I highly, highly recommend checking out their website. Ilegal is NAM 0305X. It's an artisanal mezcal that's aged 4 months in ex-bourbon barrels. It's 80 proof. Now, I know what you're saying. There are a lot of mezcals, especially ones that we've had on the platform before that have been over 80 proof, but you know, we're not going to knock it as long as it's really good. We're going to give you that honest review, that honest feedback from a consumer point of view. Getting back to this, let's just move forward. It's 100% espadín agave. It's twice distilled, and it's made by 4th generation mezcaleros. Now, if you watch the platform, you know we talk about the subtle differences and the big differences when it comes to tequila and mezcal and some other agave products. So the big difference is how they cook that agave. And Ilegal roasts their agave in pits lined with river stones. The wood that they use in the distillation and cooking process is from wood farmers, not a forest. So they do practice sustainability, and instead of destroying the forest, they go to wood farmers. Yes, there is such a thing, that farm wood. It takes about 5 to 7 days to cook that agave, and how do they crush it? I'm so glad you asked. Now, you animal rights people, calm down, it's gonna be okay. They use the old school method of a horse-drawn tahona stone to crush that agave. All the horses are fine, they are fed mezcal. Last, but very important, they use no artificial coloring, no artificial yeast, no artificial flavors, and no additives in this aged reposado mezcal. This is very, very, have you had an eight? You know what? They do have an Anejo Mezcal as well. Oh, I hope I've been good this Christmas and I get whatever. Let's move it over here and crack this wax seal open. Oh, man, that wasn't even a big pop. Maybe it's because of the wax ring around it. You know, it's like some Weller antique kind of shit. You know, it's real bougie. We're gonna pour it, we're gonna let it breathe. It's probably been in this bottle sealed up for about 18 years or so. You know, it's been smuggled into the country. No, actually, you can pick it up at stores now. It's not a big deal. But anyway, Ilegal Mezcal in their Reposado. This bottle, we're going to talk about it first. And it's really very simple. And a lot of the times, you know, you get these overly fancy bottles that are twisted and turned, and there's so much into them, but it's really about the juice that's in them. It's not about the presentation. Although I understand, ooh, I'm smelling it. It's rising up. Can you people smell that? Let me breeze it your way. Anyway, get to the bottle. Yes, it's got a wax seal on it, which is kind of cool. It flows into the whole name of Ilegal, and it was smuggled into Guatemala and just all these different things. So, but other than that, the other cool thing is that it is hand numbered. That is really interesting because, man, you got somebody sitting there and just writing. That's how that's done. Kind of cool. So besides that, it has sin prisa, which means unrushed. And that is the whole process of making their mezcal. They go back all the way years ago, hundreds of years ago, where they were making mezcal and it was unrushed. It was all about quality. It wasn't about getting it out there and doing tours around the nation in buses and just different things like that. It was really a pride in the juice. Color. And I am using my signature mezcal tasting glasses that I got from another mezcal company. We're not gonna name any names, but the color is very light. It's a nice light straw. I'm not gonna be able to check the tears or anything like that with, you know, this type of glass, because it just doesn't cascade the same because it's rippled. But at an 80 proof, you know, it's probably going to be pretty much standard. But the color of it, very nice gold, you know, like a light honey, something like that. But we just got to go in for the aroma because it's really been filling up and I'm already catching it. There's a nice fruitiness of it. There's a nice sweetness in the air. You know, that sweet cooked caramelized agave that's just roasting in that pit. Oh my God. Just imagine standing there and grabbing a little piece of, you know, the piña, and it would probably be amazing. It'd be like candy. But yeah, this slight smoke. So the smoke is not overwhelming. And that's one of the things that people just don't like about mezcal, is because the smoke is trapped into the cooking process. So you can get some overly smoked ones, like overly smoky in taste and aroma, like Vida Mezcal in the green bottles. Whew, that's like drinking, you know, a forest fire. That's literally, it was really tough. I managed to put the whole bottle down, but it was tough doing it. Yeah, we don't waste liquor here in the Teak Life Basement Bar. If it's real shitty, I just give it away. But back to the aroma. You got that caramelized cooked agave. You're going to get a little bit of a slight smoke. There's a nice fruitiness to it. So it's almost like, you know, apples or pears, something like that. It's really, really nice. Very pleasant. And then on top of it, you're going to pick up some citrus. So I'm picking up more or less like an orange rind. And I know, I'm not saying they do, but a lot of, you know, mezcaleros in the distillation process, they will hang things. So they'll hang orange peels and, you know, just different things like that. So during the fermentation process, it'll absorb those aromas. Sometimes it can be fruity. Sometimes it can be, you know, like a bouquet of flowers. Who doesn't like drinking a bouquet of flowers? That's why Kettle One came out with that bullshit. The moment we've been waiting for. Oh no. Okay, kids. Remind me not to take such a big gulp on the first one. You know, I'm not a rookie, but I did make that mistake. I thought it was smaller. Anyway, nice sweetness. Like a very subtle, like a slow sweetness and like a dull sweetness. You know, like when somebody's kind of stabbing you with a butter knife, that kind of dull. It's not sharp. Still going to do some damage, maybe if they hit the right spot, but it's very, very nice, mellow sweetness, a little bit of oak. And then you're getting some white pepper that's just kind of chilling there. You know, it's like a nice Barry White song. It's just chilling and just lingering right there, but it's not overly crazy. Round two, and I'm going to make a very much smaller sip. Woo! That's nice. That's really nice. Man, I like it. So I'm picking up a little bit of butterscotch. I'm picking up some oak. So I'm definitely getting some oak from those barrels, ex-bourbon barrels. So you're getting that American white oak as well. There's some caramelization going on in there. So you're picking up traces of caramel, and that could actually be from the caramelization that occurs in the cooking of the agave, but also because they're using ex-bourbon barrels, you could get it from there as well. Let's go in for the final one, round three. See what we, oh, should I just finish it? No, I shouldn't. Yes, the palate is coated. So now I'm picking up a little bit of vanilla. I'm really going to say that that's coming from the barrels. It's a nice fruitiness. You know, it's kind of like dried apples or maybe even dried pears. An earthiness to it. So it's a little bit mineral rich. You're going to get that from the soil that the agave is grown in. Now, espadín, I think it's average about 4 years before harvesting. So it's not going to be the full 7 years that, you know, tequila with the Blue Weber agave uses, and you get more minerals. But I'm still picking up some vegetal notes, some earthiness. Man, this is a nice sipper. And if you like mezcal, but maybe don't like all the smoky ones that it's like drinking in, you know, a burnt ashtray or something. I don't know. I don't smoke. But this would actually be for you because it's a little bit mellow. That wood's going to mellow it out. It's not a high proof, and there's not a lot of smokiness either. Nice fruity tones. That butterscotch is just really subtly shining through. It's like a Brock's, remember, like Brock's, whatever. Sweet cooked agave. But that fruitiness really shines through at the end. You're going to get a little bit of white pepper on the back end of it as well. But it is actually very nice. For you cigar smokers out there, this will be right up your alley because it's going to pair extremely well. As I finish this, let's go to a commercial break. Commercial break. What do you think you're watching? Fox News? That ain't this type of program. Anyway, I'm done. Look at that. Look at that. I'm done. Very good mezcal. Can't say it's Teak Life approved though. It is extremely good. I like it, but it just doesn't cross that threshold where I can give it that Teak Life approved stamp. That wraps up another episode of something new in the Teak Life Basement Bar. Ilegal Mezcal Reposado. Very good. Extremely good. I'd love to try that Anejo. So if I got any friends out there that just want to send me a bottle, I will definitely get it right here and do a review. Speaking of reviews, if you want to see what's coming up on future episodes, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and the Tweeter. We will show you exactly what's coming up on future episodes. So that's it. I'm gonna take this bottle, I'm gonna drink it all. No, I'm really not. But I'm gonna make a smoky margarita with it. That's gonna be insane. We'll see you on the next episode. Life is too short to drink bad liquor. Choose wisely. Cheers.